Okay. Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and others, and welcome to this behind-the-scenes video that I literally just decided to make. I have no idea if this video is going to be interesting, but I felt like I wanted to do it. By the way, Sailor Moon shirt. It's great, isn't it? So I hooked up my webcam. You get to see an interesting view from that shot, actually. Normally, my webcam's up on top of my screen for when I do my stream every week. But you can see a couple of things. See, there's the mic stand that I use for this mic when I'm recording. There's the camera stand that normally has my DSLR on it. This is a camera that you normally see from. See, behind the scenes. It's great, isn't it? But the reason I was kind of prompted to make this video, and I have USB cables everywhere. The reason why I was prompted to make this video is because recently, and by recently I mean this morning, I got my new hard drive. Let me actually get this showed to you here. This is a WD My Book Duo. Comes with 2 built-in hard drives and has a nice flashing blinking light. It is an external USB hard drive. That's probably even worse than it was. It is a external USB hard drive that totals about 12 terabytes in data. You may think that's a bit extreme, and you would be right, but I am now going to detail the reasoning behind that, or the reason why I decided to get a 12 terabyte external hard drive. Now, up till this point, all my data has been on these, well, I'm not going to show it to you because that'd be a pain and they're kind of locked in, but they're a bit smaller drives. They have 2 external there and they're about 2 terabytes each. So that's 4 terabytes of data. And I've had those for a couple of years. The first one I got like 4 or 5 years ago, and then I got the second one a year or so after that. I've had them for a while and they've been good to me. So what I wanted to show you is why I needed so much space. So if we just click on over here, oh, here's my new drive. It's got virtually nothing on it. We got a review archive because this is basically what I wanted it for. I wanted it to make a review, to have a place for all my reviews, because they take up a lot of space, as we're about to see. So I decided that I wanted to do that, and for whatever reason this thing's loading. Okay, actually give me a sec, because I have like 50 bajillion things open. Okay, so I only have a couple of my reviews moved over here because they take up a lot of space, but I wanted to give an example as to, just to kind of show you the lengths I used to go to make a review. So let's have a look at this. This is review number 6. Hibernate Renmei. I did this back in 2009, and according to this, it is 67 gigabytes. Yes, 67 gigabytes. And you're like, that's huge. And I'm like, yes, you are correct. So why is it 67 gigabytes? Well, let's have a look and see. Woo, look at all these files. So I have a couple of songs here. These are all from the show. I have random pictures. What is this? It says Abe, so I'm guessing that's Yoshitoshi Abe. Yep, that's him. That is indeed him. I have a couple of AMVs. Not sure why. I think it's probably because back in the day I used to use AMVs as my credit bumper, but then I stopped doing that because I was just like, that's not really fair. Because I didn't make the AMVs, and yet I'm using them, so I stopped doing that real quick. But those were still there from when I did it. This is Comp 101. What is this? Okay. Let's open up the VLC. The VLC Media Player, your one-stop shop for figuring out bullshit like this. Well, I also use Media Player Classic. Anyway, what is this? Whoa, that looks like crap. Okay, maybe Media Player Classic will do this better. Will you play that any better? Yes, much better. Okay. So there's my opening title card, at least how I used to make them. I don't actually use title cards anymore. It's just not something I do. So there's that, but I used to do all that in After Effects, I believe, and that is about 300 megabytes there. Now these are where all the files are, or where all the data is. That's almost 3 gigs, that's 2 gigs, that's 4 gigs, 1 gig, 2.5 gigs. So then you have to ask, okay, well, what are these? And I just closed Media Player Classic because I'm a genius. So it's labeled episode 2-04. Let's just go ahead and turn off the sound there because I have 10 times out of 10. This is copyrighted material, and that's exactly what it is. Wow, that actually is look really horrible quality. But if you just scale through it, this is a 1:18 clip from Hibernate Renmei. And I used that in the review. So let me actually go back to full camera because I'm going to be explaining this. I actually used that in the review. So the thing that you have to keep in mind is I don't like to go back and re-edit things. How I used to do it, so for this, for example, what I used to do is when I needed footage, I would go into an episode and I would take like full minute chunks. And I would just go in and grab a minute, throw it down there, and then when I actually get into my editing software, which at the time was Sony Vegas, I would then take whatever footage and stuff I found and fit it in the empty spaces. The spaces where I didn't have any on-cam footage. And the reason why I have these in episode chunks is because of how I used to drag footage. So back in the day, how I used to grab footage is I would take the DVDs, because I have the DVDs for Hibernate Renmei over there somewhere. It's on my shelf. I'm not going to go dig them up. I would take the DVDs, I put them in, and a lot of DVDs, well, not a lot of DVDs, don't have this anymore. And I'm thinking about what I'm saying beforehand, so then I like jump over things, and I hope this makes some semblance of sense later on. But DVDs have copyright protection on them. It makes it difficult for you to actually use the footage on it and be able to copy it and do whatever with it. So I had, I can't remember what the name of the software was at the time that I used to use. But I had a piece of software, and what it used to do, it used to take down entire episodes and move them to my hard drive. What I did then was I took chunks of those episodes, probably using Virtual Dub Mod or something similar, because that's what I used to do back then, and I would make these clipped episodes now, or these clips of the episodes. Now, as you can see, as we switch back over here, as you can see, these things are huge. Probably because I don't know what codec these are things. Are they using, did I use Logarith on this? Well, let's just assume it's Logarith, because that's what I used to use around the time. So, Logarith lossless codec. Oh, screw off, Logitech. Take a shot for anybody that actually watches my gaming streams. So, I lost my place. Okay. So what I used to do is I used to take those clips and I used to leave them there, and then I used to edit them. Now, for me to get rid of these and replace them with a smaller alternative, I would need to sit down here probably an afternoon per review and figure out some way of changing it, or figuring out some other means to do it. Like, I could take these files and compress them and get them out of the Logarith codec, but that loses video quality, and I'd rather not do that. So, because I have this thing, or I had that thing, and I still kind of do, is I have this thing about video quality. I still really do, but this was recorded, geez, this wasn't even 720p. Well, actually, it's a bit higher than 720p technically, but you saw the quality in that video. It looked like crap, and it did. It really did. So, really what I should do is, if I really wanted to save space like this, I would just open up the file still in Vegas, because I can do that, see? Because I can open up Vegas file. This I opened up today because I wanted to see it, so it's going to open up this. Oh, you can't see the splash screen. Okay, that's fine. You can't see that, but it's opening up anyway. Vegas is loading. Okay, there's Vegas. And it's going to attempt to open the file. And there it is. This is how I used to edit shit. Isn't it great and wonderful? There's a big chunk of empty space there. I'm not sure why. Oh, probably because... Yeah, okay, yeah, this is when I re-edited it to put it up on YouTube. Anyway, I had a reason for coming in here. Yes, so I have all these clips. But for me to come in here and actually, oh geez, that's taking up a lot of space. So for me to come in here and actually re-edit this, I would have to get new footage. I'd have to re-edit it, and really I probably should, but it would just take time. It would take a lot of time and a lot of effort, and really I'm not willing to do that for an old video, but I could. And the reason I keep everything the way it is so that if I ever needed to redo it, like I did, because see, this is the little intro bit that I put at the top of the video on YouTube. So if you go and you look up my Hibernate Renmei video on this channel right now, this little thing will be here that tell everybody when it was originally released. Not that anybody actually pays attention to those when I put them there. I've noticed some people still figure out that they're legit newer reviews, even though... Wait, did I actually have... Was I in this video? No, I wasn't in this video. Okay, this was one of those videos. Yeah, this was a video that I did. Oh, I sort of am in this video. My hands are in this video as I play on this keyboard. But this is a video that I was trying something out, and I wanted to see if I could like not actually be on camera for a video and what that would change as far as my format at the time. And I thought it worked out rather well, but I still didn't do it very well. Oh, wait, and I also actually had AMVs in here. Oh, right, no, that's because the whole reason I watched Hibernate Renmei was because of this this AMV by Unkmz. And it was pretty cool. So that's probably why. But yeah, so that's Hibernate Renmei. But that's the thing. We're talking about hard drives. I can't get rid of any of it, because to get rid of this means that I lose the option to go back and re-render for whatever reason. Now, I like that option. I like to be able to say that I can do that. I can't do that for every review that I've ever done because, okay, well, first off, I'm missing review number 1. The first run that I have here is Ice, and even then, I'm missing a lot of the actual files for it. Like, I have the Vegas file, but I'm missing a lot of the individual files. Leading to these, though, is when I actually started to keep everything, like literally everything. But if I really wanted to, I could go back in Ice and redo a bunch of stuff, because I have my original audio and things like that. And I could probably find some of the other things lying around. I'm betting it's actually somewhere else, buried in one of my drives, because that's what I used to do. But that's how much those used to take. By comparison, Death Parade is here, and this was my most recent review. I put this up earlier. Death Parade is, well, this is 3.58 gigabytes. However, here's my, I actually record my anime to I record my footage to a different drive. So here's everything from the Yuki-chan first reaction, and, oh, that's Baccano. Why do I have Baccano there? Oh, right, because I had that there for the Parasite video. Okay, so then if I start there, because that was the last Death Parade, that's the first, select this. How much is this? This is 4.15 gigs. So 4.15 gigs, whoops, plus the 3.58 gigs, so considerably less. All right, that's only about 8-ish gigabytes. So a lot less than freaking 67. So I've been able to shorten that down, because what I do now, basically what I do is I figure out my shots before I record the footage. Is basically what I do, because that saves space. Because Fraps doesn't record to an uncompressed video format. It's a sort of uncompressed video format because it's their own weird thing. And if you don't know what a video format is, because you probably don't, what's the best way to actually explain codecs? Okay, so here's how. Okay, this is actually where I learned basically everything I needed to learn about codecs and so forth. This is A&E's Technical Guides to All Things Audio and Video. This is on amvmusicvideos.org, because newsflash, that's where I learned how to edit, was making AMVs, if you didn't know. Anyway, they had an AMV app 3.1. I have no idea how useful this thing is, or even if it still works. AMV app just has a whole bunch of things into it that was like, that was a very bare bones way of doing things. They probably, if you search around on the org, they probably have a more updated version of something, but there's a bunch of things there. Different packs and codecs, but it just goes, there's a lot of theory stuff here, so it goes through video basics, what HDTV, informing you about aspect ratios, interlacing. Oh my god, if you don't know what interlacing is, please just go and look at Wikipedia. Let's just go to Wikipedia and interlace. Yeah, okay. Find out what interlacing is. Do some research. This is basically what an interlaced image looks like. It looks like crap. But here's the thing. Some people can't see it. And I remember one time when I was in high school, one of my teachers, I was showing her, or she was showing us, footage that she got from somewhere. I don't remember what the footage was. I don't remember where she got it. But it was bugging the crap out of me, because this was like a year or so after I started doing AMV work, and I recognized interlaced footage. All right? I recognized this kind of interlaced footage, and I told her about it, and she just gave me this blank look. She couldn't see it. And I was just like, what do you mean you can't see it? You can't see how it does all those liney moving things? And she's like, what are you talking about? She just couldn't see it, and it just freaks me the hell out. There is no reason why any video that you make for a computer, or hell, even digital media now, should be interlaced. Ever. Interlacing is usually something that was maintained for televisions back before the advent of HD TV and HDMI. So never, ever, 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 ever use interlaced footage. The only time that I ever have to deal with interlaced footage now is when I get things from DVDs, because a lot of them, DVD footage is inherently interlaced. It's just that when you watch them in a DVD player, it gets rid of that problem for you, so you don't generally need to know about it. But oh my god, interlacing. So mind-blowing. So mind-blowing. And then they have a big thing about different color spaces and video compression. Yeah, this is basically where I learned everything on video compression. That sort of thing. Anyway, I'm getting off track, but that's where I learned about video compression. So this is why I needed a 12 terabyte, sorry, not gigabyte, 12 terabyte hard drive, because I wanted basically future-proof for all my review space, because I had ran out of space. If you were watching, if you actually watched my gaming stream on the 11th, no, not the 11th, the 12th, it's a couple of days ago. By the way, I do a gaming stream on Twitch, which you should probably go check out. There was a bit of time there where I had to basically stop and then just sit here and delete files because I had ran out of space. So let me actually show you here. Asakura, as I named her, because my computer's named Yuki, so I decided to name this giant terabyte thing Asakura. I'm weird like that. Yuki's main drive is a solid-state drive with 111 gigabytes on it, and it's more or less full. It's got 2 gigs left, and I use that for software and the OS and that kind of thing. Navi, which is my D drive, this was basically for everything that can't fit on the C drive. This is other programs and things that I use, but I don't use, like, every single day. So while I may put my Adobe products and things like that on C drive, most of my games from Steam and that all goes on D. E is a 1.81 terabyte hard drive that I have, and this is my gaming footage drive. And this is where I store all gaming footage that I've created so far. So, for example, if I go into here, here's like 120 gigabyte file. What's 120 gigabyte file? What the hell is that? It's Half-Life 2. Well, it says it's Half-Life 2. 9 times out of 10, I'm actually going to bet that this is me playing Black Mesa. Yeah, this is me playing Black Mesa. This is stuff I have to go through and actually edit in a little bit, because I'm going to do that. But I'm keeping all of this until I edit through it. And there's a bunch of stuff from my Steins Gate playthrough, which I'm also editing through. But that's what eDrive is. It's my freaking, my gaming drive. And it's 1.81, and it only has 9 gigabytes left. Now, that's mostly my fault. I'm not gonna lie, because I have these gaming videos from like months ago. Right now, I'm actually right now, if I open up this, no, that was me screwing around with something. Right now, I've been editing together my Steins Gate videos. This one was recorded back at the end of September, and I never put it up anywhere. So that's me editing that and getting that down. So that was from September. There's parts 19 and 20. You can see the rest of it on my gaming channel and where this is probably going to end up. So that's all cool. And I'm editing that so I can actually get rid of the footage. Because while I do keep footage of everything review-related, I can't justify keeping this gaming footage. So, like that one file. Where was the file? The 120 odd, yeah, 100 and some odd video file. Where was it? Yeah, there's 120 gigs. As soon as I edit the video and put it up, this is getting deleted. I am not keeping 120 gigs. I don't have the space for that. Yes, I have this beautiful master 12 terabyte hard drive, but no, I'm not keeping a 120 gigabyte file. Because that's about how much space I need for every Frosty stream I do. So that's about 2 hours of video. This one's actually an hour and 48 minutes. But it's about that long every week. So that means 120 gigs. 120 gigs every week. And that's a lot. So I'm not going to do that. So that's what's going on there. Anyway, Shelke. Bonus points if you happen to know where that reference is from. Shelke here was my first, well, not really, actually. Shelke is actually a replacement drive for the original Shelke, because I had a hard drive called Shelke back in the day. Actually, I think one of my older videos actually has an image of old Shelke. Hold on, I want to see if I can find that now. Yeah, there it is. Okay, found it. Let's see if I can blump this up. You might see it right here. This drive. This is a hard drive right here that's propping up my box for Strategic Armored Infantry, which is actually not a half bad show. Anyway, that's old Shelke there, and the problem with old Shelke is about a year or so after I got her, when I was moving, she got banged around when I was flying from Newfoundland to Ontario, and when I opened it up, it was making this crunching noise, so I immediately shut it off. Because when you have an external hard drive that's making scratching sounds, you don't want to damage the disk. So I immediately went out and bought new Shelke. And what I ended up doing was I copied everything I could from old Shelke to new Shelke before the thing just died. So this is old Shelke, and she is the current holder of my my archive of video reviews, because they're all here. So it's 12, Tsukihime Helsing, Fruits Basket Phantom, Cannon Desert Tutu, Bakano, Bat Squatch, Soul Eater, Last Exile, Spice and Wolf, Claymore, Wolf's Rain, School Days, that's 27.5. So that's the fake School Days video. That was the April Fool's video that nobody has ever seen since I actually released it. But that's still there because I keep everything. Girl Who Lived Through Time, Acura, Gits, Naruto, Standalone Complex, Boulder Force, Animatrix, Deno Coil, Appleseed, Ergo Proxy. Ooh, I should mention Ergo Proxy. Ergo Proxy. I mentioned on Twitter earlier that Ergo Proxy was one of the few videos I didn't have anymore. And you look at this and you're like, what are you talking about? They're all here. I got like my Media Player Classic. So let's open this up. I have my title card video. If it'll open, preferably today. There we go. I got my title card video, review of Ergo Proxy. That's actually just the full review that I ripped off of Blip. In footage, I have all this Fraps recorded footage. I'm pretty sure this is the Fraps recorded footage. Is that what this is? Yeah, there's the credits. Oh god, it's actually interlaced. How did you remove interlacing in this thing? I can't even remember. I used to know. I don't actually use this much, but it's all interlaced footage. Anyway, there's all the footage. It's all here. The footage is all here. Where's my video? It should be here somewhere. And these are actually a bunch of... Okay, what's this? I gotta see this. I wish my lawn was emo so it would cut itself. Jokes! Jokes! Anyway. For whatever reason, I don't actually know where the video files for me are. I thought they were in here somewhere. Okay, maybe they're not in here. I'll have to go find them. I know I have them, because I know I found it earlier. Problem is, when I open up the Vegas file, and Vegas magically opens up, as it should. You can't see the splash screen, but it's loading right now. Here you go. When this opens up, yes, ignore all missing files, because I haven't opened this thing up in forever. You may notice it's empty, because that was a thing. There's my old intro. That was a thing. So what I used to do when I edited these videos is anytime I would make a new one, I would open up the previous review's file, wipe everything clean, and then save it as a new file. So then things like my credits that I was using at the time, all these things were where they were. When I actually used this watermark, the watermark was there, so that the opening video was there. Everything that I had in every video was already there, and I didn't need to go dig it up every single time. Problem was, what was the review that I did right after Ergo Proxy? Ergo Proxy followed into Hack Sign. So when I was editing Hack Sign, I opened up the Ergo Proxy video, or the Ergo Proxy, this file that we're seeing right here. I opened this up, and then I started editing my Hack Sign video without resaving. So then when I hit, automatically I hit Control S. It's just a reflex now because of how often Vegas used to crash back in the day. When I did that reflex, it saved over the old Ergo Proxy project file. So I don't have it anymore. But if I actually wanted to figure this stuff out, if I really wanted to fix the problem, because this I dragged down from Blip. If I really wanted to do this, I would import this in here, and for whatever reason, I can't open it. Anyway, I would go and I would grab this file, I would figure out a way to get it into Vegas, and then I would use that as a template to figure out, okay, where does this footage go where? Because they're all short clips. So I'm just like, okay, where in the video does this go? And I basically would just have to sit down and re-edit the thing. not impossible, but it is quite a bit of work. And for whatever reason, I'm missing the live action footage from this review. I don't know where it is. It's got to be somewhere. But we'll get to that. Anyway, so I would just have to go and re-edit the video. But that's it. And this is getting off track. But yeah, so I have all these videos, and this thing goes up to Steins Gate. Oh, it also has the Double X Higurashi video. Nobody knows what this is, but I know what this is. This is me with 2 videos. What is this? I've probably mentioned this somewhere, because this is the kind of thing that I would tell people and be all giddy about. So I'm probably showed someone somewhere. It's probably in a video on my channel. I don't know or remember. But I have a Higurashi review, and then I have this video, which was an old Higurashi review that was basically me just ranting for a very long time. It was less of a review and more of just a pure out rant about some of the things I hated about not the show itself, but about how it was brought over. And it was when I was editing that video, I was like, no, sucks. This sucks. I don't want to do it anymore. So then I just stopped it. And it wasn't until like 2 or 3 years later that I actually went back to the show and did a proper review, which I released 2 years ago now. So that original footage was probably like 4 or 5 years old. Something like that. Anyway, so, but I keep all of this stuff. I keep a ridiculous amount of stuff. I have Storytime with Arc, because I had a video series called Storytime with Arc. I have all my quick reflection videos. I don't know if anybody ever watched all my quick reflection videos. They were kind of stupid. Not gonna lie. But I have all of them. They're all here. Maybe I'll put them up on YouTube some point. But it'll be a bit harder to argue fair use with them, because a lot of them kind of aren't that. Quick reflection was basically me and making a 10-second joke about one particular show or video and stuff like that. So that's kind of what this was all about. I still have them, because I keep everything. There's my review of Bartender, or an empty folder that should have been my review of Bartender. Don't know why that's there. And I have a bunch of random stuff. I keep everything. This is ridiculous. Anyway, as I was going through it, Shelke's my old one. You may notice that this is actually blue now, while everything else is red, because I'm running out of space, and that's because I've already started moving things from Shelke to Asakura. So I moved about 230 gigabytes. That's these folders here. They were on Shelke, and I moved them over here. But it took like 2.5 hours to move, because my transfer rate is really slow off the old drive. The new drive is like USB 3.0, and it's like lightning fast, but it's getting things off the old drive that takes its time. Nagisa is my current drive. When Shelke basically got full, I bought Nagisa so that I would have something here to do with. And this is where I hold basically everything. I have 04 Tuna here for some reason. A bunch of images of me, all my random PSDs, Netflix logo. I had a Netflix logo because I think some shows are on Netflix, and that's what I used it for. I have my folder of thumbnails, which is really cool, I think. This is most of the thumbnails. A couple of the thumbnails I was testing with. These are the JPEG versions of them, because I need JPEG versions to put them up on the internet and that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is going to be great. I'm going to end up putting all of my archives in this new drive, and I will hopefully have space for years. That's kind of the plan. Like, a lot of my archive is going to go here, so this is going to drop down significantly, because it's going to be like 5 terabytes immediately taken up by all my old stuff. But then I have some space with both Shelke and Nagisa to actually do shit with. I don't know what I'm going to do with them now, but I'm going to do stuff with them. So that's an extra like 4 terabytes of free space. So no matter what, the free space is there, but I prefer to just put all my reviews in just one central location, which I can't do, and to make sure that I have space for future videos and that sort of thing. So that was me ranting for... Well, this says I've been ranting for like half an hour. I have no idea how much of this was blank, empty space that I'm just going to cut out. But I have no idea if this was interesting, if you found it interesting. If you did, great. If you didn't, well, sorry for wasting your time. But you're the one who hit the play button, so I can't do much about that. Thank you for going through this little time capsule of mine back into my past. I like doing these. I've done a couple of them back before. Like, I did a video couple of months back on scrapped reviews, that sort of thing. Can't remember when that was. I think that was earlier the year. But that was kind of cool, so I figured I might as well do this now since that's what I'm sitting here doing. Yeah. Next weekend, I'm going to Anime North, as I mentioned in my convention video, which you should go check out if you haven't already. And sometime that weekend, I'm going to be putting up a glass reflection on something. I have 2 review scripts that I'm working on, so it all depends on which one I end up finishing first, because writing review scripts is an interesting time for me. I can't just sit down and write. I need to be inspired, because otherwise I have no idea what I'm saying, and I don't think it's interesting, and then I get very self-analyzing and self-reflective, and then I think everything is shit, and then I never want to do anything, and then I get discouraged, and then I just go and play Final Fantasy XIV for hours on end, and then start hating my life because I got no work done today. Welcome to my life. it's pretty glorious. Sadness. Anyway, so thank you for watching this. If you like these kind of videos, let me know, and I might figure out other random vlogs to just record. Hope you have a very good day. And I'm not going to do my snappy thing, so stay frosted, everybody. Bye. I lied.